If you play guitar, you're on a budget, and you really would like to try a wireless system, well, there's a bunch of them on Amazon. Today we're going to take a look at one from Flatsons. With current coupons and stuff, it comes out to under $37. It's the FW2D. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and you know as well as I do that the search for good gear is never over when you're a guitar player. You're always like, oh, that looks cool, that would be neat. And if you've been playing with cables the whole time, I guess if you're sitting in your bedroom and you're 2 feet away from the amp or something, it's not that big of a deal. But cables can be messy, they get in the way, and if you just want to get up and walk across the room or something with the cables, you know, you've got to make sure that everything is just right with that. Well, a wireless system is great, but they can cost quite a bit of money, and then you start thinking, do I really need this on the budget that I'm on? Well, this system comes in at under 40 bucks, and it's actually quite good. There are a couple of coupons on their Amazon listing right now, and they're automatically applied, so yeah, under 40 bucks. Well, I'll show you everything up close here in a second, and we'll play it, but first let me tell you some of the features of this. It has a patented silent plug for noise-free switching. Yeah, so basically it cuts the audio unless it's all the way plugged into your guitar, so it eliminates all those pops and things that might happen if you're switching guitars or whatever you're going to be doing. As far as length of time that they work up to 6 hours on a single charge, so that's great, and they have one cable that charges both of them. That should be plenty to last just about any show. If you're somebody that plays with a band, you play with other people, and maybe everybody in the band needs to have something wireless for theirs, this thing actually can work with multiple devices, actually 6 devices at a time with 18 channels, prevent signal problems. One transmitter can send signals to 4 receivers. Obviously they have to be the same brand, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And the fact that they protect against cross interference is great. It has up to 98 feet of transmission. I have not tested that like I've done in the past, take it out to a pier and walk all the way to the end of the pier. Weather has been pretty sucky lately, but all the testing that I did shows that if you were anywhere on a stage, you would be just fine. And the audio quality is great with 48 kilohertz and 16 bits. So man, if you need a wireless and you don't want to spend a lot of money, this would be at least a good way for you to try it out and see if it's something that you want to invest a little bit more in to get a, you know, a more expensive system. But even if you're just a bedroom player, it's super nice to have the convenience of no cables. All right, let's see what's inside the package and then I'll give you a little demo. All right, so here we go. The Flatsons guitar wireless system, no noise, no electricity buzz. The model number, I guess, is the FW2D. Wireless band, 2.4 gigahertz band, and latency less than 5 milliseconds, and of course some more specs there. Flanger Musical Instruments Company Limited, that's who makes this here, Flatsons. There's a barcode and all that. On the back of the box it says exclusive mute switch, immediately cuts the signal to avoid bursts. That's actually pretty cool. I'll show you in a second, but it's got this little nub that's up there that unless that's depressed, it does not turn on. So if the receiver's already plugged into the amp and you plug this into the guitar, it should avoid the whole ka-chink, you know what I mean? It's got a rotatable connector, backlit logo, and Type-C USB charging. Open her up. Got a manual. Looks pretty simple. Sometimes I like to leave these up here because either I or other people lose their manual and they're like, oh, how did you do this again? So yeah, if you need to pause that, go ahead. All right, and you've got these. Underneath that is a USB-C charging cable. Let's go ahead and pull that out. And it's a dual USB-C charging cable, so you've got 2 USB-Cs right there. That way you can charge them both at the same time. Very convenient. Yeah, so you'd plug it in on the side right there, on the side right there, plug this one thing in, and you would have both of them charging at the same time. Yep, and these will rotate either straight out or like that, so that's good. And that's what's underneath those. All right, let's just turn them on. And that's how fast it captured it. So there we go. And there's also a catch button on here. I believe that's used for pairing them if they refuse to pair, but that was pretty quick. And there we go. Now the receiver doesn't have this on there because it doesn't need it, but the transmitter does. You see that little thing right there? That right there has to be depressed in order for this to turn on and be functioning. So when you plug it in, if your amp was on, you wouldn't get that pop that happens, but yeah, so that's actually a cool little function on this thing. All right, so I've got the receiver plugged directly into the input of my Engel Fireball 25, and of course, I've got the transmitter plugged into this guitar, which This has quickly become one of my favorite guitars. I'm gonna do some more videos on this. I just did a video installing the Vega trim on it. $160 guitar, Vega trim, 250 plus, and it's all worth it, man. I tell you what. So let's, I mean, it's great. I can walk anywhere around the room. Yeah, man, I am loving this guitar lately. Yeah, that's something that I've been learning. I've been trying to learn some theme songs from different TV shows that I like, and that's from that show Severance. Yeah, I did that. But yeah, you know, I can run around, do anything I want, spin around, don't have to worry about no cables or anything like that. Maybe I shouldn't play the guitar while I'm saying that. But yeah, I mean, it's the freedom of wireless. It should be obvious, but if it's not, get one and try it out for yourself for under 40 bucks. Can't beat that. So there you go. It's an inexpensive wireless system that works just as you would expect it to. It has a long distance to it. Again, I haven't tested that 98 feet, but if it can go anywhere on a stage, that's pretty much what you want, right? Unless you're going to be doing some crowd work, going out in the crowd and playing or something like that. But it works great. And if you're a bedroom player and don't want the hassles of the cable, these are inexpensive and definitely worth a try. Just recently, Amazon invited me into one of their programs, so I've got a little Amazon store, and all this stuff is available on there. I'll put a link directly to it down in the description if you're interested. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's a nice, inexpensive option, and if you've been looking to try a wireless system out, you might want to check this one out. Alrighty, so that is the Flatsons FW2D wireless system for guitar, for bass, for keyboards, or whatever you need to use them for. And they're under 40 bucks on Amazon. Listen, I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions are always very important to any YouTube channel. Mine's no different, so if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, there is a red subscribe button down there, notification bell. Click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Either way, I just really, really do appreciate your support. It means the world to me, and you are awesome. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.